Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. I always got to make sure that my mic is plugged in. If this is your first time finding me, thank you. Hello. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, guys, let me put some stuff on the screen. Just a quick reminder, if you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe so that you can comment, interact with me. In addition to that, if you'd like to see what we've been up to and new things that we're doing, simply go to soulworksynergistics.com/project. If you'd like to book a session with me personally, go to emmyevolving.com. Okay. Also, oh yes, please consider supporting my efforts to protect myself from a stalker. This one's extra. You can go to the link, the comment, that link right there. Or I do have 3 events that I'm going to be having to help raise funds for this. There are 3 energetic events that are going to be done October 8th, 15th, and 22nd. Those 3 events are going to be basically like a private fire ceremony. It's not going to be broadcast on Facebook or YouTube. It's definitely going to be something very private, and I'm going to be doing some very magical stuff for myself and everyone that's present. All right, let's get started. So I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is things are accelerating. Abundance is speeding towards you. I want us to just kind of oh, what? You guys can't hear me? Sounds? Okay. Yes, you can. All right. Okay. Yeah, yes, Gerard. This one has sent multiple emails with their plans to unalive me. Try to make light of it, but it's actually very serious and it has very much affected me. But, I'm really not willing to stay in that low space because of a low life. So let me just grab a couple cards from each deck. Yes, here we go. A couple cards from here as well. You're too much. You're too much. Clearly you can hear me then. Clearly you can hear me. Oh, I didn't put the link up. Hold on. Let me mute that. All right, so here's one link. Rochelle, you have been on my mind for weeks. I saw some good stuff about Chips Happens. You guys, Chips Happens. My most favorite chip in the world. Chips Happens is my most favorite chip in the world. I'm not even joking. I went to your website the other day, like maybe, I don't know, like 2-3 days ago. You got a bunch of good stuff. Oh my God. I was gonna order the it's some like variety pack of all the different flavors you have. And then the what is it called? It's in a jar. It was in a bottle. My brain's not working this morning, but it looks so yummy. I was like, ugh, I want to order some. I want to order some for real. I love how much is going on for your company. You guys got to check out chipshappens.com. Chips happens with a Z. .com. I'm serious. I looked at it the other day. I was just like, I want to. Okay, let me calm down. No. Oh, dude, hold on. It's this. Literally the best chips I've ever had. Let me get you guys links. Oh my God. My laptop is tripping. Here's the link. I wasn't able to type. Chips happen. It's so ridiculously good. It's family operated, family run, amazing, literally the best chip I've ever had. That's been my most favorite chip since what? When did you guys start? 2017, 2018? All right, let me get started for real. So, things are accelerating, abundance is speeding towards you. There is a lot going on with the energies. There is a lot going on for all of us. All of us are going through all sorts of different changes, all sorts of different shifts within our perception of ourselves, the way we see our life playing out for us, everything. Everything is changing. For some, it's changing for the better. For others, it's kind of questionable right now. Um, Even if it's questionable, hold on a moment. Let's see where the cards take us. Boundaries. Okay, so this is probably more a message for those experiencing the questionable experience. You have to make sure that your boundaries are set in a healthy manner. And you also have to remember that lines in the sand are nothing but lines in the sand if you don't enforce them. Okay. So, boundaries is not necessarily about looking for people to argue with. Boundaries are about expressing your need for certain um, parameters to continue to be honored. Like, if you don't like certain types of behaviors, you need to express that and then you need to enforce it. Okay. Oh, secondary message for boundaries. It's this sense of like, for the good portion of the reading, it's this sense that you need to shift your boundaries further out. You need to shift the boundaries further out because of the fact that you really, really need to allow for your expansion. So, as much as you think you're going to accomplish during this period, you're actually being primed to accomplish so much more. So, you have to account for that potentiality that you're not yet aware of. Ooh, that saying that Michael told me years ago, where it's not enough to shoot for the stars. You have to make it your goal to take your rightful place among them, right? Right? So, responsibility. This is about accepting the responsibility that's been placed on your shoulders pertaining to your life, your journey, the trajectory of all of that. You have to take responsibility for the way things go. Now, you cannot control other people. Some people will absolutely go out of their way to like derail your entire progress. That's fine. You know why that's fine? Because none of that matters unless you allow it to matter. It doesn't matter unless you allow it. Unless you allow yourself to get so caught up in what's happening, then I mean, you know, it's not really going to matter. It's going to have minimal effect. If you allow it to have more than just a minimal effect, the key there is to remember you allowed. It's not to say it's your fault. It's not to say that's what you deserve. That's what you get. No, it's to say you have to remember the authority you have over yourself and your life. Okay, too many of us have forgotten about our sovereignty. By definition, a sovereign is the utmost highest authority. Okay, you have to return back to your space of sovereignty. Okay, invocation. And oh, so there's this potentiality that there's this calling in of like a distorted magic, a distorted energy. For some, um, this can indicate that someone is attempting something. For others, it can indicate that it's your mindset that's calling in this type of energy. So, for many of you, many of us as empaths, during this period, our ability to manifest is increasing. Okay. It is increasing. So if you're not mindful of what you're manifesting, then what ends up happening is dun, 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 you manifest the negative thoughts that you're fixated on. Wherever you hyperfixate your thoughts, that is where your energy is going to flow and flood. And when that happens, there's a higher likelihood of you manifesting that. Whether that is positive or negative, it's going to manifest. So be aware, just simply be aware of where your thoughts are, where you are within yourself. Um, Maybe like what you need to accomplish with that self healing. I'm not talking about accomplish in regards to financial stuff. I'm talking about with that self healing, because that self healing is the very journey that takes you out of the negative spaces that you've been occupying. Okay. These days I haven't been sleeping. I feel some sort of change upon the horizon. I'm not anxious nor being pushy. I'm just tending to projects that are in queue. Creative mode activated. Yes. Oh my gosh. That creative mode. Yes. 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 The creative mode. I feel that so strongly. I feel that so strongly. And you know what's super fascinating? I've never been into the world of finance or anything like that. It just does not interest me. Money does not interest me at all. Um, and it's been this thing of the past several weeks, if not months at this point, just a hyper fixation on very advanced type of financial techniques that can ensure generational wealth. I was just like, what's going on with me? What is this about? Because really, in order to make those types of those moves to initiate and sustain as well as grow generational level wealth, you would need to already have a considerable amount to plunk down. And it's this thing of like, what is this? Am I like being prepared to receive a large amount? Like, what is this? Because my thing is that, and my mind has been going overdrive about this. If I were able to accrue that level of wealth, I can actually go ahead and move forward with my foundation. I don't know if you guys know this. I have another business. It's a foundation. It's just sitting. It's a foundation. The Quantum Divergent Foundation. Yeah, because I'm going to do big shit. I don't know what the big shit is, but I'm going to do big shit. It's going to help a lot of people. And it's just one of those things where it's like, okay. When my soul tells me, okay, if you say so, I'll do that. I'll go ahead and prepare and acquire all this knowledge. So then, when the stage is set for everything, all I have to do is implement it. And that's kind of the process that many of us are in, this thing of acquiring the knowledge that is necessary so that when all the pieces come together, all you have to do is implement it. I'm learning about financial strategies that can make you your own personal bank. You can pull a loan from yourself and you will pay yourself with interest as your account continues to grow. And I'm just like, why would I want to do that? Because I don't want to be wealthy. I just don't. I kind of just like simple life, like being in the woods, having a simple life, being just with my family, right? Um, I don't like to buy expensive clothes and fancy things. A lot of what I do, I quietly do, and I'm kind of rethinking this. And I think um, part of the reason that we need to have this conversation, I've been seeing it a lot on social media, this thing of people pointing out that they help others, but they never record it and post it on social media for clout. That's why none of us think the world is good. And I'm guilty of this too. Because the amount that I help others on a day to day basis whenever I'm out and about, in whatever city I'm in. Um, I think if people were able to witness that type of thing on a regular basis, I think it could really help people to be reminded how good the world still actually is. There's this one thing. Hold on. Was his name Murphy? I totally like was just sobbing watching it. Let me find. I want to find the name. Murphy? Is that his name? Murphy's Journey. Oh, Murph's Life. Is that it? Murph's Life. Murph's Life. Oh, gah. Murph's Life is what it is. It's just the most beautiful thing, you know. He basically is way further down the road with what I would love to do, which is just help, raise funds to help, and allow all of you to be able to witness, not for clout, but just to give you that inspiration, that warm feeling that will encourage you and inspire you to go out and help other people too. I feel like the world is ready to change. And I feel like as the world prepares itself for change, we as individuals are being prepared to make powerful steps forward within our lives. No, it's not Murphy's Law. It's Murph's Journey or Murph's Life. Hold on. This guy, Murph's Life. He's a journalist. I didn't realize he was a journalist. He travels worldwide. Apparently, right now he's in Ecuador, and he just, you know, he helps to build structures so people have somewhere to live. He doesn't just donate to them. What he does is he gives them what they need in order to sustain themselves. Like I remember one family, he shared a little bit of their story, and it was this thing of like they were living in a shack, I want to say, and you know, they're trying to sell roadside food to make enough to kind of feed the kids, and they couldn't even do that. And so what he did, their shack, he went ahead and he fixed it up, not super fancy, but just something that will protect the family from the elements. And then I think the front half of the shack he bought them all what they needed to continue with cooking food, all the supplies, the equipment. It's this thing of not just giving the material, it's this thing of making sure that they can continue to sustain themselves even after he's left. You guys got to watch his videos. You got to watch his videos. And it's not like the other videos that people make where they're just going up to complete strangers and giving them a wad of money. It's not that. It's not that at all. It's this thing where he sees what the need is, and then he goes to the local businesses, and he helps to sustain those local businesses by giving them the money to do the work that the family needs. That's so beautiful. There's just something so beautiful about the way the world is changing. Beautiful, but painful as well. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. I think part of what touches me I come from a people like that. I come from an environment like that. I don't remember having to live through that. But I do remember my mom sharing that she did. I still have intact memories of being a little girl and watching her cut pineapple. She cuts pineapple so beautifully. It's like so perfect. She's able to cut as much of the skin with nothing left and preserve as much of the fruit. And the end product is just this beautiful yellow swirl because she cuts each eye out of the pineapple. And she has no special tools outside of a knife. She did it so quickly, like it's been rehearsed a very long time. I remember one time I was little and I asked her how she was able to cut the pineapple like that. She told me because she was the prettiest of her sisters. They had her be the one on the side of the road cutting pineapples so that people would buy it. In the United States, that's considered exploitation. In my culture, that's considered taking care of your family. You do what you need to do, and you do it without complaining. and you take care of your family. And I know many of us come from cultures that are very similar to my own, cultures where we exist as communities, cultures where when you have a problem, it becomes your community's job, their obligation to make sure that you are okay. It's only in the most recent of times that we've really, really, really gone out of our way to be so separate from each other. So separate from each other. It's crazy. So separate to the degree that children are not allowed to sleep in their parents' bed. Like they have to be separated from you as soon as possible. And it's not to judge people who choose to sleep train or any of that, but it's just, have we ever stopped to question how deeply ingrained the program of separation has become? If you were to ever spend any length of time with my family, one thing you would notice is how close we are. We're very close. We all give each other hugs throughout the day, not just like when you wake up, like throughout the day. Throughout the day, right? When one of us is struggling with something, even if it's very silent, anyone who sees it will ask you, like, you okay? What's going on? You need help? It's a beautiful thing to be able to return back to that beyond just my immediate family. That's the goal. That's what we're returning back to, right? That's the goal. Yeah, this exactly. We often forget the privileges we have here in the States, and somehow the entire concept of culture is lost because of that. Our culture in the United States is a lost one. It's lost. It's become this thing of, if you don't hate your ancestry, then you are somehow, I don't know. If you don't hate the color of your skin, then you're just not, And it doesn't even matter what color your skin is. Light skinned people hate the fact that they're light. Dark skinned people hate the fact that they're dark. We can't just love ourselves. We have to blame ourselves for things that occurred when we did not exist yet. And then we have to hold on to that pain instead of coming together to heal it together. Right? Gosh, that sucks. I have a fairly deep understanding of wound care. Like at this point, I have a fairly deep understanding of wound care. I have various techniques that I can use, not just energy work, but techniques, different products that you can put that's all natural that can accelerate the wound healing. Yeah. Take only a couple days rather than a couple weeks. Yet, if I were to disclose some of those techniques and be able to give you photographic evidence of how quickly it heals fairly serious wounds, um, I would be seen as this tree hugger hippie, as though that's a bad thing, as though it's a bad thing to be able to know what parts of nature can support me in my process of healing. There's an abundance of love, an abundance of support that is returning back to us. We will be going through things very soon, things that will either force us to cave and crumble as individuals, or present us an opportunity to come together fortified as communities, villages, groups of humans who care deeply about each other, yet share no biological similarities, no ancestral similar histories. This right here. This right here. We have no culture except what the radio, TV, movie. I have no. I'm Filipina and my culture comes from the Philippines. And as an immigrant, first gen immigrant, I was made to feel ashamed of my culture. And I fell for it for much of my life. Not anymore. Not anymore. I am proud to be my culture. I come from a strong people, intelligent and kind. I am not ashamed to have my accent come out when I get upset. English is not my first language, and there is nothing docile or submissive about me if I choose not to be. My people have been conquered and colonized by multiple nations, but we are not weak. They could not destroy us. They could not take our humor or our smile. They could not dumb us down. None of them. My people are not victims, nor are we simply survivors of multiple attempts at colonization. And that's the thing, it's all in your mindset. It's all in your mindset. Do me a favor and look things up. The Philippines is in possession of the majority of the world's gold. We are the richest nation, considered third world, but more wealthy than the United States. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? So strategically placed that so many nations want to occupy our soil for their military endeavors. And you want to tell me that I come from a people that are nothing? We let you think that because we're kind, because we're compassionate. But I promise you, we don't actually believe that. It's an amazing thing when you allow yourself to begin dropping the shame and the guilt of not being enough, like the colonial oppressors of old. That's a very old thing. And yes, I come from a people who tell you, who believe there is increased value if your skin is lighter, that the lighter your skin is, the more valuable and beautiful you are. No, I don't believe that anymore. I believe my value is set by me, not by someone simply witnessing me. I tell you how valuable I am, and I free you to either agree or disagree. And in the event that you disagree, please keep it moving. I don't have the time or the space to entertain you the way my forefathers did. It's time for us to begin really being aware and gaining more respect for who we are in the history of our people. Okay? The history of your people is not something to be ashamed of. It's not. It's not something to be ashamed of. The history of your family is not something to be ashamed of. I am not to be pitied. I'm just not. There's nothing to pity about me. I've endured some hardships in life, and I endured those because I didn't want to listen to my soul's guidance. That's why I went through those hardships. Not because life is unfair and life is hard and life is this and life is that. No, because I didn't want to listen. That's the only reason. This autumn, you're going to be given the opportunity to begin listening to the guidance of your soul. Start listening. You won't go through the things that you are afraid you'll have to go through. You are secure in your space. When you begin to listen to the inkling of soul, these little nudges that soul gives you, right? It's this thing of laying to rest the fear, death, the end of a cycle, the end of something. It's the end of something. It's not the end of your abundance, because the abundance is speeding towards you. It's the end of your perception of how that abundance will be expressed, the way it will be delivered, and when it will arrive. It's the end of that. It's the end of your assumptions. It is the end of you continuing to participate in the cycles that continue to block your abundance from coming in. Start a business. Monetize your gifts and your skills. The people who understand will support you. The people who choose not to support you, they weren't worthy of you anyways. You're afraid of losing people who don't appreciate you, who don't value you, who seek to use you for their personal benefit. That's who you're afraid of losing. No, no. And this is not encouragement for you to simply be like, well, no, I better be paid for everything. No, I do so much free work. You have no idea. You have no idea. I don't need to tell anyone. Like, if my heart is drawn to help you, I will privately reach out to you. Hey, do you need help? Are you okay? What's going on? But again, here's the thing. I think that if I had the courage to share more of what I do quietly, then maybe people will be more aware of the ways in which we can empower each other, even when we don't have tremendous amounts of money to. I had done this event. It was a in-person event, and I was vending. And towards the end of the event, this younger woman, she comes up and she only has $5, and she's a little bit short for the things she wants to buy from my booth. And I'm like, just give it to her. $5 is fine. Just give it to her. And in that time, she shares that because she's also a vendor, she didn't sell anything at all. Not a single thing. She was there all those hours and not a single thing was bought. Well, I didn't really have a lot of money. I was like, what do you have? And she's like, crystals. And I was doing readings. And I was like, oh, I have a shit ton of crystals. And I'm like, well, I got $20. So let me see if there's crystals that I want that are within $20. And that way she could have at least one sale. And I go there, and the one that I like is $157. Of course. Classic Emmy. Classic Emmy. And I was like, Ray is going to kill me if I get this. I set it down, and instead, I paid her for a reading. The longest reading she offers, because it was $20. And I gave her the $20. She has no idea who I am and what I do for work. And she did the reading for me. And I validated her, not to fluff her ego, but because what she read for me was accurate. And I gave her details of my circumstance to show her how valid and accurate her reading was. And you know what happened? She's so sweet. She cried. Not because I bought a reading. She cried because she understood the gravity of what was happening. And she was worried. She was worried. And she's like, we have to protect you. I was like, I'm fine. She goes, no, we have to protect you. I was like, don't worry. I'm going to be fine. She goes, you're not scared. No, I'm going to be fine. Good people deserve support. That's the only $20 I had. It was worth it. It was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. And I distinctly remember she's like, you have such good energy. You have such a bright light. You make the most amazing bread. I was like, thank you. She goes, we have to protect you. I'm going to be fine. Not because I'm saying it, but because I know I am. And that's the thing. We have no idea what other people are going through until we take the time to get to know what they are going through. She was there all by herself. She set everything up by herself. She was going home empty handed. She didn't complain, though. She didn't complain. Instead, she's just, everyone else has nice crystals too, and they have good prices. So it's okay. I totally get it. And I was just like, you are sweet. You are so sweet. And she is. She gave me her number. She goes, can you please call me at some point just so that I know that you're still safe? I was like, yeah, I can do that. I can do that. And it wasn't a line to sell me additional services. There was nothing that she wanted to sell me. She was just so worried after she realized the gravity of what she was reading. I mean, the beauty of the integrity, the beauty of the genuine concern. It's not just me, it's not just our community. There are so many people out there that are just like us. So many people out there that are just like us, have our integrity. I almost wish I had gone ahead and told her my name and my channel so that she could be part of our community. Maybe that's what I need to work on. I don't like people knowing who I am in real life and what I do. How can your abundance come in if you can't even accept the titles that you have? How can your abundance come in? How can you allow yourself to receive what is rightfully yours when you deny who you are? Did you know that if you were to meet me in person and I didn't know you were aware of this channel, I would tell you my name is M? And when you ask me what I do, and I've had people ask me what I do because they're drawn to me for some reason, I'm a stay-at-home mom. And if you push me further, I do some like life coaching type stuff. And if you push me even further, that's my cue to leave, because I will not tell you what I do. Not because I'm ashamed, but because the programs still exist that have taught me, these programs that have taught me to deny the gravity of my existence. I know I'm not the only one that does that. I am not the only one that continues to exist in a state where I deny the gravity of why I exist. And I don't even need to know that gravity, but to deny what I don't even fully know, what I don't fully understand, that is massively disrespectful to soul. And I know I'm not the only one that does that. Sit and think about all the different ways in which you deny the gravity of who you are. Yeah, I go by M. Yeah, I don't tell people what I do. I don't know why. But I'm starting to understand that whether I know why or not, it needs to stop. It needs to stop. We need to stop denying the gravity of our existence and the reason we exist, the purpose of it. We need to stop. We need to embrace ourselves so we can more deeply embrace others. Because guess what? Others are an external projection of the reality of who we are deep inside. Do you know why you're drawn to me? Because I hear that often, like, I'm just so drawn to you. I don't want to make it weird. It's not weird. You're not the only person that says that to me. Do you know why you're drawn to me? Because I'm a living manifestation of the goodness inside you, the goodness that you forgot still exists. Because as you see me exist just as I am, with no apologies and no hesitation, you begin to dissolve your apologies and your hesitation to be your most authentic self. Because to whatever degree you see me and you know down to your core, there's no difference between us, that we are truly equals. I'm just at a different place of acknowledgement of how profound my existence is than you are. But that doesn't mean the level, the depth of profoundness of our existence is not equally matched. It's not because I'm more powerful than you. You just think that. I don't. I don't think that at all. I think I'm positioned in such a way where I'm more aware of my capacity, my capability, my intensity, so that I can intentionally harness it and serve as a template for how you will do it for yourself as well. That abundance is coming. It's already arrived, if we're going to really be honest. It's been right outside your door this entire time, tired of knocking to be allowed back in. Just tired. We're upside down in our sense of what we're supposed to create. That's okay. Create anyways. Heal yourself as well. Many of the healers that I know, they can heal others, but they won't heal themselves. Many of the healers I know, myself included, they can help heal others, but they won't do it for themselves. It's craziness. It's crazy that we do that. It's crazy that we still continue to exist in such a way where we don't give ourselves permission to exist, where we will shrink ourselves down and hide ourselves away because guess what? Um, we might make people feel uncomfortable. It's time for people to be uncomfortable in these spaces of stagnation. It's time. Make them so fucking uncomfortable by witnessing you that they don't remain in that same space where their spiritual flesh has been rotting from lack of movement. You need movement, you need flow. That's how you continue to exist. These people who tell you that you need to be this monotonous flat line. If you look at your body, if you look at your beautiful, miraculous design, the divinity that is you, how were you created? Were you created as a flat line? No. The only time your heart will flatline is when you're dead. You are meant to live in peaks and valleys with places of quiet in between. So live, truly live. Don't be afraid of the low points because I promise you, the high points are just as high as it is low or even higher. It's in those low points that you begin to grasp the gravity of what that next high point will be. I'm learning something profound about life right now. I really, truly am. I'm in an active cycle of it. I went into a low point and it went even lower when I felt I had no choice but to finally publicly discuss the type of malignant maltreatment, the terrorist threats I've been receiving from a grown ass male in Switzerland. I'm fucking talking about you. You're a piece of shit. But I'm not. All you did was create the type of spark that was necessary to burn the whole fucking thing down. I'm still coming for you. You're like, oh, you threatened me. Okay, it's minute 53, 20 seconds. Record this all you fucking want. I'm very close to the retainer. Very soon, you'll be contacted by lawyers. And I will pursue it to the furthest extent of the law. You threatened to kill me in multiple emails over the course of 2.5 years. The abundance of support that's come in from my community has been just absolutely humbling. Humbling and eye-opening to be able to be given a reminder of how loved I am and how cherished I am. It's been very healing for me. It's been very, very healing for me. It has. And it's the very thing that has shifted my perception and my stance on everything that's going on behind the scenes. As a matter of fact, let me see. Let me look for my comments here. I forgot to put a star on it. We're very close. Very, very, very close to reaching that threshold where I can go ahead and retain lawyers in Switzerland. If you feel drawn to and have the ability to, I don't want you to be in deficit to help me, okay? Your needs are just as important as my own. If you are drawn to help me and you have the ability to, please go check out that link. That's where you can donate to me. It will go to the nonprofit. So that way, your donation, because it is a donation, can be treated as such. All donations coming from United States residents, it is a tax deduction. Save your receipt. You can claim it on your taxes. We are an official nonprofit organization. Like I said before, this nonprofit was created to help members of society that need help. It was created to help create programs and all sorts of different stuff. Our primary focus, we decided months ago, was going to be mothers who are in urgent need. I am a mother. I am in urgent need. And I need to continue to be safely, publicly visible. I cannot hide away. I cannot shut my channel down. And guess what else? For over 2 years, I have refused any in-person events where I will come across other people who know me and the work that I do. Not anymore. Your fucking reign of terror is done. It's done. I'm pressing charges. You literally threatened to kill me and drink my blood. No more. No more. And I'm not going to be quiet about all the things you've been doing. Every single email, every single fucking new account you created to continue to perpetuate your harassment of me. Those are all documented. All of them. Abundance. I'll tell you about abundance. I have nearly 1,400 emails. That doesn't include the ones that were deleted. Because see, after a certain point, I decided to save everything. 1,400 emails? I'd say that constitutes harassment. Racial crimes. You called me a fat Japanese bitch and you wanted me to die, right? Close, but I'm not Japanese. Wrong islands. Still part of the Asias, but wrong islands. I'm further south. Filipino. That's what I am. You thought I would be an easy target? Because you got away with so much for a couple years already. You thought you could continue to try and escalate things. You tried to geolocate me through emails. And not once has he ever denied attempting to geolocate me through emails, using phishing, using whatever the fuck you can think of, right? And the one time my personal assistant opened an email, ooh, as soon as you got that notification, you let me know you were flying to Colorado. Isn't that right? Only problem was, I didn't open the email, and secondly, it was simply the VPN set to Colorado. But that definitely serves as evidence of your awareness of the location because you're tracking it. Now, if you weren't serious about your death threats, your attempts, you want to attempt to kill me, why would you be trying to geolocate me? Why? Even with all of that, I am grateful for this experience because it helps to further show me the gravity of the presence of my community, the gravity each of you holds within my journey, within my life. Life is good. Life is beautiful. And I will not allow a pig, a violent pig at that, to drag me down with them. I've been made aware. There's various victim programs in Switzerland. I will be utilizing every single one that applies. Part of the victims programs in Switzerland also involves providing support and possibly even damages to the family of the person that is being maltreated. I have a big family. Every single one of them has been affected, including my business team. They've been affected as well. It's a lot of people you've damaged. It's a lot of damages that are going to need to be paid. All of it documented. Unfortunately for you, you saw me as nothing but a stupid, fat Japanese bitch, right? You didn't factor in my neurodivergence and my exceptional meticulous nature. Nor did you factor in I was going to major in criminalistics. Yeah. Unfortunately, you pick the right one on the right day. You pick the right one on the right day. I want you guys to know, whatever I get awarded in damages, that will be donated right back to Soulwork Synergistics and be used to create even more programs for communities. Any type of legal action I need to take against someone at this point, they'll be the ones funding our communities. They'll be the ones funding all of it. So if you don't like me, it would be best for you to not volunteer to fund the work that I do, because I'm still going to always be the person that I am: humble, simple, compassionate, and giving. Most importantly, a badass motherfucker that takes no shit. I've played too small for too long. The gravity of me, the gravity of my ability to overcome any situation that's brought to me, that's going to be witnessed by the world at this point. And I hope you choose to join me in that, in allowing yourself to be witnessed as you overcome all the fucking bullshit that you need to overcome. That's how we embolden people. That is how we empower them. We show them, you know what? I did it. You can do it too. You can do it too. You can hold people accountable. You can be empowered. You can take legal action that is appropriate for your circumstance. It's time to. It's time to. It's when you inconvenience people with the hardship of being held accountable for their actions that they begin to rethink their actions. It's time for us to teach people through our actions about accountability. It's time. It's time. And I will share. I was told by this individual They bragged to me that I remind them of their ex-wife who they battered. You're fucking sick. Not enough people know I'm married. I've been married for over 20 years. I promise you, my husband and I, we are always together. You try and even come close to me, my husband will fuck your ass up to protect me. I'm not married to a scrawny man. Good luck with that shit. Good luck with that shit. It's time for us to be empowered. It's time for us to be very, very clear just how loved we are. And if, you know what, I tell you, if you don't feel loved, if you feel like you have no one, that's going to change very soon. That's going to change very soon. Keep joining me here. We are a community here. We will undo the program that causes you to believe that no one cares if you exist. That is a lie. That is an absolute lie. There is an abundance of good people in this community. There is an abundance of goodness here. And it's not just me, all of us, we all have just such an elevation of integrity and compassion. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. There's a lot of things that we're needing to allow ourselves to come to terms with. First is your innate beauty. And secondly, the release of shame about being a fledgling. We all have to start somewhere, right? We all have to begin somewhere. This is where you're starting. Remember today, remember right now. This is where you are starting. And if you think you should be ashamed because you're starting somewhere very, very low, no. 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 What you need to do is begin really, really, really understanding. You're about to see how far you can go. Sometimes you have to start really, really low just so you can really understand the gravity of how much you'll be achieving. We're going to do this together. We're going to achieve a lot together. The world is ready to experience you. The world is ready to see you blossom. Who cares if there are people who exist who don't understand the gravity of what you are? It's okay. One of my most favorite flowers, Foxglove digitalis. So fucking pretty. I'll show you guys. Foxglove digitalis. So pretty. These are foxgloves, right? Those are foxgloves. So pretty. Digitalis purpurea. So pretty, right? Look how delicate that looks. If I were a flower, I think I'd be a foxglove. Look how pretty that looks. It's so delicate. If you don't know what it is and you start to pick it and you get any of the fluids from that plant on your skin, it's deadly as fuck. It is. But see, here's the thing. If you know how to utilize it, it can actually be a medicine. See, it's only deadly when you don't know what it is and you misuse it, mishandle it. They refuse to grow at my ex's cursed land. The Fae don't like him. Those are Fae bonnets. They'd never come to his place. I think for many of us, we have to begin understanding that just because we think we're delicate in nature, just because people treat us as though we are easy to manhandle, does not mean there are no consequences to that. There's absolute consequences to everything you do. Even when you choose not to do anything, there's a consequence for that. The lack of action is a decision. Allow your abundance to come in. Allow your abundance to come in. It's knock, knock, knocking at your door. Knock, knock, knocking at your door. It's been knocking. You can be a warrior and a high priestess of water all at the same time. You can be a warrior and a high priestess of water at the same time. You can. You're depleted. Okay, high priestess of water. Let me tell you a fact. It only takes about 2 inches of water to drown someone. 2 inches. Even in your most depleted state, you are still absolutely a force to be reckoned with. I'm not talking about physically harming someone. I'm remembering a story that I heard in high school. So our PE teacher, it was like drug awareness week, and so he's telling us all these different things, and I'm just like, okay. And then he tells us this story where there were a bunch of high school guys and they went down to the creek to go drink beer, and everyone was drunk, and they stayed there for the night. Again, everyone was wasted. They didn't think anything of it because no one was doing anything crazy outside of drinking too much. They weren't doing anything dangerous. Only problem is, as everyone was wasted and passed out, one of the guys fell off of what he was sleeping on. He didn't fall far. The problem is he was passed out from too much alcohol, and he fell face first, face down in a puddle, just enough to cover this part of his face. By the time someone woke up, he was drowned. You don't need much energy, especially if you're a water sign. You don't need much water to be potent as fuck. You really don't. Stop diminishing yourself just because you're not at the levels that someone else is telling you you need to be at. Let me tell you another thing. I had someone who thought that they were just so much better than me, more powerful, because, I had a session with them, and I told them, I used to tell people the percentage of their potentiality that they've reached during mentorships. I don't do that anymore. Why? Well, because I had told this guy he was about like 17, 20% of his potential. And then he asked me, and I thought nothing of it because I'm not a competitive person in that way. I don't compare. I can be competitive as fuck, but not in that way. And he asked me what percentage of my potentiality was I at that time. And I was about 2%. And he used that as a basis to convince himself he's so much more powerful than me and therefore should subjugate me. No. 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 I think had I gone ahead and had the stance that I now have, I wouldn't need to do this now. I think had I done that, I wouldn't need to do this now, because that was another person who had the same fixation on me, an unhealthy fixation and a desire to harm me because I was no longer accessible. Yeah. It's no longer accessible. Sometimes the worst thing you can do in someone else's eyes is to just not be accessible to their bullshit. Really understand the gravity of how you allow people to affect you, because that affects the ways in which your abundance will be restricted from you, causes you to shut down, to close off. And in those responses, your abundance will be very much crimped. It will not be allowed to pass through. I've learned to receive things in a way that's just empowering to me. One time I was live streaming and someone was trying to be a troll. And they're like, I mean, look at you. You're like pushing 40 or you're pushing mid 30s or something like that. They're like, you're pushing mid 30s. You need to find a man and pop out some kids already. You're like over the hill. And I was like, oh my God. Like everyone was offended. I wasn't. I wasn't. You know why? Because first and foremost, I have hella fucking kids. Secondly, I do believe I was already 40. And I've been married for 20 something years at that point. And I was like, wait, like, how old do I look? Like, give me a number. And everyone was super offended. I was like, wait. No, unblock them. How old do you think I am? Because I'm actually 40. They thought I was like, what? Early 30s? Please. Early 30s and childless? Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Stay on the live stream. Keep talking. Like, do you need to be offended by everything? Do you need to give people that kind of power to the point where they can restrict your fucking sense of self and your abundance? I was like, don't ban them. Fucking tell me more, bitches. Yeah, no, they felt stupid. Like, you want to talk shit because you think I look like I'm in my early 30s? Bitch, I'm Asian. Yellow don't crack. What? What? I'm about to be 44, bitches. I'm saying, I'm sorry, but I talk shit like I'm 16. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't let people fuck with your sense of self, yo. Don't let them. Don't let them. Don't even let yourself. Let that abundance come all the way in. See, look, you're going to stop deceiving yourself. You're going to stop listening to all that bullshit, and you're going to begin learning to love yourself. You're going to begin, it's going to be beautiful, okay? It's going to be beautiful. There's no risk if you allow yourself to focus. You are the arrow, and you, as the arrow, are being held by the hands in the bow of Creator itself. Bitches, I'm saying. There are those who will lust after you and your potential. Y'all don't believe that Asians be looking hella young forever? This is Lisa Love. She's like 53. I'm joking. Girl, you look hella young. I saw your daughter. I was like, wait, how fucking old is you? I was like, that's not your daughter. That's your sister. What? And I was like, oh my God, could I be like auntie? I was like, how fucking old are you actually? What the hell? She looked hella young, you guys. She looks hella young. I'm saying. I saw her daughter, a grown ass adult. I was like, I thought your kids were toddlers. I was like, wait, what? I was confused. I was like pretend daughter? Is like your cousin? What's going on here? Yeah, I'm saying, girl, you look real good. She looked real good. Yep. Mexicans too. Mexicans too. I'm saying, yo, I'm saying. There's so many people that look so good. So good. I'm not even going to say for their age. Like, no, girl, you just look good, period. What's for your age? Girl, I thought I was older than you. I'm saying, I thought I was way older than you. Y'all are fucking with my brain right now. That's what it is. That's what it is. I need more moisturizer. I'm feeling. What's your secret? Is it your jeans? What is it? Is it water? You spray water on your face? What is it, girl? What is it? Because you look hella young. Ooh. Ah. Oh, damn. You guys, go like this and tuck your head down. Shots fired. Shots were fired on my phone. I saw that comment. Shots were fired. I gotta get going. I gotta stop yelling. I gotta get going. I have this beefy ass man standing in front of me in my office. He's like beefy and he's inviting me to the gym. I'm just saying. Let me just look at the rest of the cards. All right. Based on this, y'all are gonna rock out with your titays out. Keep going. Keep going. You're gonna do perfectly fine. You're gonna be redirected. There's gonna be some metamorphosis. There's gonna be a buildup. And then when you hit that crescendo, you're gonna be like, I am going to be both the warrior and the innocent. There's gonna be an attempt to betray you. It's fine. Just keep rejuvenating yourself. You know what I mean? Just keep rejuvenating yourself and just really let yourself be young. You know what I'm saying? Don't be wishy-washy. Okay. We're in Libra season. Love y'all Libras, but staying on the fence gives you a fat wedgie. Don't wedge yourself. Don't do it. Moon, there's things that are hidden. There are aspects of who you actually are that you're trying to keep hidden away. Let that come out, seriously. And then Cancer, there's probably going to be some drama with other women. Who cares? Not all women are toxic, and I only fucks with the ones that are not toxic, right? That was good. Was it good for you as it was for me? I'm just saying it was good. It was good. And I will be having some apple bread. We do have another bread that's going to be rolling out if I could just get myself together enough to publish the listing. It's like if the elves and the fae had this love child that they dipped in flowers and then glazed with lemons. I'm saying, it's good shit. It's so good that I ate all of it without sharing. I'm not even ashamed. And I'll fight people for it. Yes. Ailerine, yes. Yep. Yes. I think I'll be able to post it as soon as I go ahead and finalize the trademark name for it, because the name of it. Whoo, the name of it. I'm saying. I'm just saying. I will show you guys pictures. I will get everything finalized today. I will, and then I'll be able to post it because then it's already submitted. All right. I love you guys. Please have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. I might come live later to do expedites, just readings and scans, something simple. I know a lot of people have been asking me, like, they want clarity for this and that. And I'm like, I can't. They want to know when I'm doing expedites. Maybe today, towards the end of the day. I'll make a post. If I do expedite today, I usually try and aim for like 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's usually when I try to do it. So readings and scans is what I will have if I go today. All right. If I do, you'll see I usually make a post beforehand, a couple hours before, and you'll be able to see. So I love you guys. I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye, everyone.